town, and we decided to kind of invent this kind of Rocket Baby Dolls, and we all wore like this kind of ridiculous makeup, and it was kind of like a gothic kind of Cure.
Just like Mannix, maybe.
Kind of playing death metal though.
Oh right.
And that's kind of how we started, but it wasn't. We were kind of. It was all a bit of a joke, really. And it was kind of and we kind of just trashed all the gear and kind of took the piss out of all the judges and stuff. And for some reason they made us win. And I think it was almost
just because they were scared of you.
Yeah. And then when we won, it was as when we actually decided to maybe write some proper songs, and we kind of took it all a bit more seriously from then on.
But what's the music that you wanted to make still the music that you're making now, kind of?
I don't know. I think at that point, from about the age of 17, 18, it was all quite progressive rock music. You know, I mean, without much vocal going on, it was all very instrumental. I'm not sure what you compare it to. I suppose like a lot of the kind of bands like Led Zeppelin, I suppose, or Rush or something like that. Some kind of 70s progressive rock. I think that's kind of what we started out doing. But it wasn't until I was about 19 or 20 that I started writing songs, and those kind of 15-minute jams started to reduce down to a kind of, a more listenable song. Yeah. So that's kind of about 20 onwards. Yeah.
Now, I think February is your 10th anniversary as Muse. In reality, does it actually feel that long?
No, not really, because obviously the first, being the age of 16 to about the age of 20, we were only doing like a couple of gigs every month if we were lucky, you know what I mean, or a couple of gigs every few months. And also I was in college as well, and then when I left college I was sort of working a day job as a painter and decorator and various other
So your father must be disappointed that you didn't follow in the family trade.
Well, I followed backwards, yeah. The painting came first, and then the music, kind of in reverse order, yeah. But yeah, I actually loved that job. I actually really enjoyed it, yeah. Sort of hanging out with a few mates and got into all sorts of different situations doing that, painting people's houses. That was a good laugh. I enjoyed that. Actually, I'll probably go back to that one if it all goes tits up. Yeah, but
I don't think we've got any problem with that in the near future. Now, when Showbiz emerged in 1999, the band were dogged unfairly, I think, by Radiohead comparisons. Did you feel at the time that they were unjust, or could you see where the press were coming from? And at the end of the day, if someone's going to compare you to Radiohead, that's actually not too bad.
Well, I think that obviously we came into getting a record deal and that kind of thing quite young. I think that it's only now that I can understand, like when I see like there's a few bands who are supporting us, and there's a few other bands I've been listening to, like kind of bands around the sort of age of 19, 20. It's difficult to take them that seriously. Do you know what I mean? I think all like teenage bands. Do you know what I mean? I think for me now, I kind of listen to them and go, I don't know if I can actually believe that person really feels the depth that they're singing about. So it's only for that reason I can.
Still living at home with his mother. What's he got to worry about?
Yeah. It's that reason I can understand why we probably got a lot of criticism in the beginning, because we were just quite young and maybe it looked like we had ideas well beyond our station. Do you know what I mean? Which is probably fair enough. But I think they kind of all those kind of criticisms kind of passed by. I think when we made the second album, especially now the third album.
Well, let's remind people of what the debut album Showbiz sounded like. I'd like you to choose a song from the debut.
Okay, for Sunburn.
Okay, this is dead easy. Track number 1. All right, this is Sunburn from Muse's debut album Showbiz. What, 1999?
Yeah, that's when we made it. Yeah,
pretty much. Okay, let's get it on the air. The last 12 months for you have been pretty awesome, I guess, with the album, huge shows across Europe, and they are nuts for you guys in Europe, aren't they? I mean, you think the UK fans like you, with France, Belgium, they're kind of crazy a little bit, aren't they?
It's pretty insane out there, yeah.
And of course, this sold out UK tour, I read that your set at Reading, I think it was 2001, was the highlight of your career at that point. Okay.
Was that what I said?
That's what you said. Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably
surely
true,
you bettered that now, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I think you're always kind of always as good as your last gig. Do you know what I mean?
So Exeter then?
Actually, Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah, we did a gig in Iceland. That was the last gig we did day before yesterday. Yeah, and that was lush actually. Yeah, it was good. I had a bit of a cold though, so I wasn't.
Well, you're going to have a cold in Iceland, aren't you?
Yeah, but the gig with the crowd was great up there. Yeah, it's really amazing to play up there. Also, it's a lovely place. And,
back in September, it was so good to have this album finally out, Absolution. I was, if I'm honest with you, hoping to get it a little bit earlier in the year, because then it would have been nice to see you do some of these live festivals. And of course, the V Festival was great. We had the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Cole. I actually got to introduce those bands on the stage in front of those people, which was about the most scary stroke exciting thing I've ever done. And of course, Glastonbury was great. Reading and Leeds was awesome. Did you feel you missed out a little bit on the summer festivals this year? Because you've always been there in the past.
Yeah, we played festivals pretty much every year for the last 4 or 5 years. I think that it was kind of the right time to maybe kind of take a break from touring for a little bit. Obviously, it was kind of getting ready for the new album coming out. I think to suddenly jump out there with a big festival appearance like before the album's even come out might have been a bit kind of premature, or whatever. But I think next year we're going to come back and do definitely a couple of festivals in the UK and around Europe as as well.
Isle of Wight would be good.
Yeah.
We're doing that one.
Oh, excellent.
And David Bowie's headlining.
Okay.
And he's kind of like, he's my demigod. I've been a Bowie fan for years. And then, of course, the V Festival this year will be huge in August, so it's going to be pretty cool. But let's play another track from Absolution. What do you want to go for? Another feel from the album.
Maybe Butterflies and Hurricanes too.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on, weren't we?
The orchestra and all that.
Okay, this is kind of the epic sound of the album before they bend it all and move to a slightly different approach. From Absolution, with Matt Bellamy tonight. Right, we're back. Almost time for us to go tonight. Now, my friend saw you in Manchester. She is, without doubt, the biggest Muse fan going. It is my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend's sister. So, and actually, I got you to sign something a few weeks ago and sent it up to her for her birthday. She was very delighted. But she was slightly disappointed that there was so much of the new stuff on the tour, and there wasn't a great deal of stuff from Showbiz or Origin of Symmetry. When you tour, do you tend to pretty much tour that album?
I think that when you're doing a tour so close to the release date of the album, then yeah, you want to play a lot of the new songs. I think then usually as the tour kind of progresses, throughout the year, next year, I'm sure we'll be playing a more diverse mixture of previous albums as well. But I think at the last, obviously it was the tour was about a month after the album came out, so we kind of wanted to see if we could pull them off live or not. But we played a couple of tracks off the first album and about 5 tracks on the second album, but maybe we should push it a bit more.
Maybe she was screaming so loud you couldn't hear it. Now, the band, I think this is fair to say, has a reputation of being one of the best live bands around today. When it comes to such a long UK tour, as you have done throughout 2003, do you feel under any pressure to put on an amazing show night after night and to better it every single evening? Because, there's only so many times you can go, oh, Exeter, you were the greatest crowd ever, knowing full well that Wembley was twice the size, and that was probably much better.
I tend not to say that kind of banter too much.
Leave that to Robbie Williams.
Yeah. So, he can say that kind of, because he just did one gig in England, does he? Was it that big
Nebworth?
Nebworth, yeah.
375,000 people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's when you can really say, you're the best crowd in the UK. It's just one crowd. Yeah. But no, I think obviously there's a bit of pressure, but I think that nervousness and that pressure and that excitement, I think that all can add to the energy of the show, and sometimes it can really make you go. It can make you really kind of go for it more, you know what I mean? Because for me, the whole nervousness and everything, it kind of, as soon as you step on the stage, that converts into just energy, you know what I mean? And I think I kind of use the pressure and the nervousness in order to pull it off, if you like,
I want to play one final song from Absolution before we go. It's a song that when I first heard it, I thought, my God, what movie is this from? It's got to be from some kind of, I don't know, Samuel L. Jackson film. I thought it was going to be on the SWAT soundtrack or something like that. It's Hysteria. Tell us a little bit about this song.
The song itself is really simple lyrics, just basically about wanting something you can't have, and that could be anything from a girl to some nice car or whatever. It's just kind of wanting something you can't get in life.
Which is the two things in the life at the moment that I can't get.
But it's kind of cool. It's this really fat bass line, and it's kind of a little bit influenced by groups like Nine Inch Nails and that kind of 80s hard electronica thing, sort of kind of converted into a kind of modern rock track, if you like. Yeah.
It certainly cuts through well on the radio, so let's play it. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you finally, and hopefully we'll see you sometime during the summer of 2004.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
This you're going to love. It's the new single, Hysteria. Good night.